Hey guys, and welcome to my top 5 summoning familiars video. I hope you guys enjoy. Kicking off at number 5 we have the Bunyip. Now this familiar requires 68 summoning to use. Now I personally mentioned this familiar a few times in some of my AFKing guides, in the Avances guide or Aviances, in my Zamorak AFKing guide, and I believe also in my Armadillo AFKing guide. But this familiar is pretty low level. It's only 68 summoning. I mean, it's kind of mid-level, but it passively heals you 2% of your maximum life points, or your total life points, every 15 seconds. And apart from that, the pouch lasts 44 minutes, which is kind of long, so this familiar is perfect for mid-level slaying if you don't have the unicorn stallion just yet, or you just want to pick up a pouch, summon it, and get some free healing instead of bringing scrolls along for the unicorn. That's that unicorn we were talking about, right? Yeah, that's number 4, the unicorn stallion, requiring 88 summoning. Now like the Bunyip, the unicorn heals you, but you require a healing aura scroll each time he heals you. Now, he can heal you 5 times as much as the Bunyip, being 10% of your maximum life points with the special scroll, and you can set it to automatically use the scrolls every so few seconds. Until the summoning points are up, of course, and then you have to wait until you get more or use a super restore potion to get your summoning points back. Now the unicorn is pretty much a beefed up Bunyip. Now I personally like the Bunyip more, as you can just whip it out of the bank and summon it. Now the unicorn requires scrolls, so that means you're going to be using one more inventory space each time you use this familiar for the healing, which can be annoying at certain situations or areas. But yeah, super useful familiar, and it's especially useful when doing the fight kill. At number 3 we have the Nihil familiars. Now there are 4 Nihil familiars. There's a smoke version, which boosts your magic accuracy by 5%, the shadow version, which boosts your ranged accuracy by 5%, the blood version, which boosts your melee accuracy by 5%, and the ice version, which boosts your magic accuracy by 5%, and it lowers your opponent's accuracy and defense if it's not a player. So the opponent would be a boss or a monster, slayer creature, whatever. Now all the variants of the Nihil require 87 summoning, which isn't too high if you think about the bonuses you're getting, which is why they are at number 3, as they're pretty much one of the best PVM familiars in the game, as long as you don't need a yak or extra food, because then you'd obviously be using a yak. Spoiler alert. At number 2 we have the Steel Titan. Now this familiar is much better than the Nihil in my opinion, as it does a huge amount of damage, and it's a very useful familiar. Now on its own, the Steel Titan hits pretty hard and can hit up to 1Ks. But with the Steel of Legend scroll, which is the special scroll for the Steel Titan, when he does use it, he stacks multiple hits, doing a huge amount of damage if it does hit. Now on some endgame bosses, he does tend to miss here and there. But on a Slayer task, the Steel Titan is absolutely amazing, as it can boost your Slayer task up quite a bit. And even at bossing, like low level bossing, God Rush Dungeon 1, he can be pretty useful, but I do recommend using different familiars there. Now you may be wondering, what summoning level does the Steel Titan require? Well, he requires 99 summoning, which is very high for some players, but once you do get there, he is very useful, and if you're going to do some PVM, or you're going for 120 Slayer or something, this is definitely a familiar you want to be using for some of your Slayer tasks. Now at number 1, being the most useful familiar in-game, in my opinion, the Pack Yak, requiring 96 summoning. So you might be wondering why the Pack Yak, as it can hold 2 less items than the Pack Mammoth you can get at 99 summoning. Well, the Pack Yak can hold up to 30 items, but it can bank items with the Winter Storage Scroll, which is the reason it's super useful. Now have you ever had a Slayer task where you're just like, oh, I wish I could bank those bones at like Aerits, Frost Dragons, whatever. Or you were like, oh, I wish I could bank those rune items at that little boss. Oh, and there you go. With the Pack Yak, you can bank any item you wish, one at a time, sadly, so you can't bank a huge amount of noted items in one go, but bones and stuff, you can keep banking them every time, and the Winter Storage Scrolls are pretty cheap. But yeah, the Pack Yak, it has so many uses, and it's especially good for Slayer. Now that was my top 5 summoning familiars video. I excuse the audio cuts here and there because my tongue actually hurts at the moment, as you may hear, or not. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. I'm never
gonna stop, yeah. One shot, that's all you got. Take it right now, before you get lost, yeah. One shot, that's